My name is Derek, one of the watchmakers here at Vortic Watch Company.
And my name is Kent, and I also work with Derek as a watchmaker. Well, we have a couple, they're called comparing watches, and they're Hamilton beautiful movements that were sold along with this, which is a ship's chronometer. These were so vital to the navigation of the ship that the Navy restricted their movement once they were in a secure place on the ship. So these stayed in one place, and with every one of these they sold to the Navy, they also sold a comparing watch, which was a pocket watch that was sold with the chronometers. How the comparing watch was used was the quartermaster would take this comparing watch, take it down into the hold of the ship where this was safely secure, and he would match this watch with the chronometer. Once this was exactly the same time as... It's stolen!
Let's try the other box.
Oh, actually, yeah, actually this was part of the box, and this was a secondary box which held the gimbaled chronometer. And this would fit in here, and this would be placed by the quartermaster in a very safe place on the ship. And what he would do is he would take this comparing watch down to the hold in the ship where this chronometer was, match this watch, and actually now they're in a wristwatch movement that Vortic has made. And he would take this watch, match it to the chronometer, and then take this up on parts of the deck where the navigator would use his sextant, use that to identify exactly where they were on their nautical chart. And then this additionally was used throughout the ship to make sure that all the clocks around the ship, especially in important areas that were critical to timing, like the gun turrets, the message room, different places around the ship where they absolutely had to keep accurate time. So we have two things here. We have the ship's chronometer and the comparing watch, which we designed a case for, made out of stainless steel and a beautiful strap. And we put them together so they can be enjoyed way beyond their use during World War II on the ships.
Yeah, a lot of people are familiar with the 4992B movement that Hamilton made. What makes these a little extra special is that they're 2974 movements, and they were used exclusively for the Navy.
One real distinctive part of this is that they have a hacking sub-second. So they can, when they pull the crown out, this sub-second stops, and they can match this time exactly to the chronometer to the second. And just a couple seconds off, and the navigation would be off by several nautical miles.
Yeah, so on the dial here, you notice that this one has a, they call it a double sunk dial, I believe, or a single sunk dial. Depends on...
Hamilton's best railroad watches always had a double sunk dial, and it gives a little more room for the second hand to have its own room. Whereas the hour hand then can slide over that and not touch it.
If somebody's going to purchase one of these watches, what are they going to get?
One hell of a watch.
Yeah. Well, besides all the historical content that comes with it, you'll be getting, depending on which package you get, one of them being the double sunk dial. So that one's going to be coming with this whole setup here with the ship chronometer.
Yeah, so this is the first set, 001. And it comes with the chronometer, with the case, and the original pocket watch case all together. The subsequent ones, number 2 through 8, you get the watch with a case. They're basically the same watch, just don't get the chronometer. And I'm not really sure the history of the double sunk dial. It's the only one we had. Yeah. And all the rest were single sunk.
Navy color, yeah, navy blue. We figured that I would complement the watch appropriately.
Yes, it's a beautiful strap. It's made in the United States, in Utah, and it's very thick leather. Kind of looks black depending on where the light is coming in.
I guess one kind of fun feature of the watch that we thought would kind of add a little bit more of excitement is on the crown. We have a cool little engraved ship wheel here, which actually matches the symbol, what was on the quartermaster's jacket on their patch. So that's kind of a fun little Easter egg there.
Yes, actually, he was responsible for the chronometer. And the watch the quartermaster could have used it, or he could have given it to the officer of the watch, which the officer of the watch would be responsible generally for holding it all day long. I think they actually ran in 12-hour shifts, and when he finished his shift, he would hand this pocket watch to the officer of the watch that was relieving him. The officer of the watch that was relieving him would then wind it then, and then he would use it throughout the day, take it down, compare it to the chronometer, use it for navigational purposes. So these watches were running 24/7 from the time the ship left harbor to the time they made it safely home. Well, we decided to release it during a time when the U.S. Navy, along with Britain and Canada, launched the largest amphibious attack that's ever been mounted during the invasion of Normandy on D-Day, June 6th, 1944, 79 years ago. There were 7,000 ships involved, over 2 million soldiers and women and men that actually were part of that naval invasion force, and they landed 150,000 men on 5 beaches. It was a very difficult, long day, and the battle for Normandy was very difficult to get past that beach, more than 10, 15 miles. A lot of men and women lost their lives during the Battle of Normandy. But it was on D-Day when they launched this amphibious assault, and we thought it would be appropriate to sell these Navy comparing watches and the chronometer because there were over 7,000 ships involved in the invasion. And frankly, some of these could have been on some of those warships.